Hello, listener. How are you? We hope you're doing well. And as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to this being episode 22 of the Factor 50
22.
Football Podcast with me, Michael Grantham. And this is where we'll go through all of the week's Premier League stories and action, sort of, from the Arsenal and Manchester United perspective, but more importantly, from the Ginger perspective. Before we get going, if you're enjoying the hilarious chat, obviously, that we have on the podcast, make sure you are subscribing, liking, rating the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. YouTube, Amazon Music. This is where I forget all the apps we use. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. They're the four. I think. So yeah, make sure you're following and subscribing on there. And listen to the end this week as well, because we've entered the business end of the season on our predictions game. And also mainly listen to the end because I've done really well this week. So make sure you listen to the
well, I was going to tease it and say someone's done well, but you've just gone straight in and gone, I've done really
Spoiler
well.
alert! I've smashed it. I've had one good week.
Spoiler alert, now no one will listen to the end because they'll just assume that
Brilliant.
you've done well.
Yeah. There's no need. You can skip it now.
No need.
Also, a call out for listener questions. We've got another one this week, which we'll get to at some point. So if you yourself are listening and have a burning question for either myself or Farrell, message us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Factor50 Football Podcast, and we'll make sure we answer your questions. If we get time, of course. We've got so many, it's hard to get through them all.
Yeah, got a whole pile.
Okay. On with the podcast. And joining me as ever to go through this week's news is a man whose intelligence level has officially been overtaken by my 9-month-old son because he can now crawl forwards. And that man is Adam Farrell. Thank you for joining us, Adam.
Hello. Can your son do a jigsaw? Because if he can, like, jigsaws are my kryptonite.
I remember you being rubbish at jigsaws. I reckon he could do like a 4-piece one.
Yeah, okay. As soon as he gets to 8 or 16 piece, then I'm out.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, I can't do it. So yeah,
he's not far off.
No, well, it's I'm winning at the minute, so fuck him. So there we go. What's been going on in your world, mate? What's been happening?
Not a lot, really. Well, no, it has been a very busy week. Nothing that we don't talk about every single week on here in terms of parenting, work life, and all that stuff. I am finally better from that illness that I had when we went away. Was it 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
I've got over that, which is nice. But I realised the stag do is in like 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks or something like that.
It's 4 weeks. Yeah, tomorrow, isn't it? Because that is the Thursday that we meet up. So yeah.
Yeah, the Thursday's like the meet-up day, but it starts officially on the Friday. So yeah, I've recovered just in time to then obviously get ill again on your stag do. So that's nice.
Yeah, I genuinely stared at, so in our, this is a little peek behind the scenes for listeners, we've got a Google Doc that we use to plan out the podcast because we're very professional. And I genuinely stared at what's happening in our lives for about 15 minutes going, what the hell?
I was thinking like, you're going to ask me what I'm up to, and I'm like, I'm going to say something about work or the kids or being ill or the stag.
Yeah, so there's got to be something interesting that's happened, but it turns out nothing's happened apart from the stag. But we're going to try on the stag do, aren't it? Because you revealed it actually.
No,
where I'm going to on my stag do. You did. Within 20 minutes of meeting up with you a couple of weeks ago, you went, "Oh yeah, we're going to Hamburg." So yeah, I'm going to Hamburg for the stag do.
I didn't say it like that, listener. What happened was we were having some sort of random chat about what we were going to do on the stag do or something, and I think I said, "Yeah, when we land in Hamburg." And then it was like, mid-sentence, and we just stared at each other, and I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, you couldn't style it out. Didn't have the confidence.
No. I can't think quickly enough.
Crumbled immediately. Yeah. So we're going to try and go to St. Pauli versus Bayern. Now, it's probably unlikely because tickets sell out super quick, and then, on the resellers market, they cost an absolute bomb. But we're going to try. Should be interesting. We're
going to give it a go. And if we do, that'll be great social media content that we probably won't film.
Oh, well, we always say this, don't we? We go on these little trips. We're going to give you loads of content, and we'd never give you any content. So,
no. Maybe a picture or two.
Exactly. And which actually reminds me of, obviously, we went to watch Southampton a few weeks ago, and now you've got Southampton in the FA Cup.
Oh yeah, back to St Mary's.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I think from what we saw, I'm relatively comfortable with that draw. But then if you look at all their other games recently, like they've won 7 of their last 8 or something like that, and the one game they didn't win was one that we went to fucking watch.
Always our luck.
Yeah, so they're in very good form, but obviously we didn't see that when we went. So
and we missed their goal because we were having a pint. So.
yeah. It was a nice hospitality suite though, wasn't it? It's lovely.
It was nice. It was nice. Very good. Okay, let's get into the footy, mate. Let's talk about the football. Who should we start with?
United first?
Arsenal.
Okay. Let's go United, yeah.
Yeah,
Good
ours
week.
ours was the more interesting game, I think. So obviously it seems like an age ago because we recorded this on the Wednesday and we played on the Wednesday. So we played Newcastle and we lost 2-1. And we were talking before we started. I think since that game against the Newcastle game, and we play on Sunday, Arsenal would have played 3 games in between that. Is that right?
Yeah. We had Mansfield in the Cup, FA Cup. Obviously, you're not in the FA Cup. That's not a dig, although it sort of is. We've got Champions League tonight, Bayer Leverkusen away, and then we play on Saturday night against Everton.
So 3 games.
So yeah, since your last game, we will have played 3 games, which is mental.
That is insane. Well, look, to dig into the game, and hate to be all Scholesy about it, but he is ginger, so sort of got to talk about Scholesy as well.
Shout out.
We haven't been playing well the last few games, and if you listen to the other,
you did say, didn't you?
Yeah, and it did catch up with us. Newcastle were miles better, even with 10 men. Yeah, even with 10 men, they were very, very good. Tonali.
Why do you think that was?
The midfield just absolutely bullied us, mate. Like Tonali and Joe Linton just absolutely destroyed us. They stopped Bruno from playing, which I think causes another issue because it just goes to show again how reliant we are on Bruno. If he doesn't turn up or teams find a way of stopping him, we really struggle to create any real chances or to get some sort of control in the game. We just couldn't get on the ball. Yeah. And then they had Gordon and Elanga and the pace. So we're always worried about them in behind. So, yeah.
Do you think, with thinking of their pace, like Gordon and Elanga, do you think that when they went down to 10 men, do you think, I wouldn't say did them a favour, but do you think they were set up well to exploit, having to sit deeper and then just break on the counter, which is where they got their winner from, wasn't it?
No, they were. I mean, their sending off come right at the end of the first half. They absolutely dominated the first half. So it wasn't just because they were down to 10 men.
So even with 11,
they dominated. They maybe even got better when we were down to 10. Like we just couldn't get in this game at all. I was watching it going, this is a load of shit. We were playing really, really bad. If we dig into some of the talking points, so obviously Ramsey got sent off for a second yellow for a perceived dive in the box.
Do you think that was a dive?
No, I think it's really harsh. Like, I think he thinks about it. He sort of stumbles. Yeah. I could go down here and does go down, but I think to give a yellow card, second yellow, to send him off and a penalty, I think it's harsh. I think it's
and knowing as well he's already on a yellow, so if you're going to book him for diving, he's off. I think it's ridiculous to do. He sort of, there is no contact, yes, but like the way he goes down is not like a, I've been shot kind of. He like his feet kind of get just stuck underneath him because you can tell he's thinking, if I feel anything, any kind of contact here, I'm going to get a penalty. Yeah. And he just sort of like falls to the floor, and he's not standing up going like ref, it's a foul. He just sort of gets up and then the ref trudges over and sends him off. But of course, referees have got to be centre of attention, haven't they? And they'll do anything to make headlines. But then Dan Burn can elbow Luke Shaw in the face. Or in the side of the head, and it's not even a booking, that one. But this guy sort of falls over, send him off.
Dan Burn is massive though. He just like elbows everyone in the head, not on purpose, because he's just that big. He's absolutely huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was harsh on that, and there was a mental end to the first half. Did you watch the game? I think it was on TNT. So
no, I only watched doing my research for the podcast. I watched the like extended highlights, but I didn't see the game because I think it was on the same time as our game, wasn't it, or 45 minutes later or something?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So Ramsey gets sent off, and then Gordon wins them a penalty in the box. So he's running at a huge pace, running directly at them, and he touches Bruno Fernandes and goes over. Again, I think it's a fairly soft penalty. There is contact with the thigh, so I can see why it's been given, but it's pretty soft, I think, again, which they score. And then we equalise, I think it's like 45 plus 9 with a Casemiro header. Underrated on headers, Casemiro, by the way. Like, he is amazing.
You did. I saw the highlights and I was like, oh, Farrell did say that.
He did say he's very good at heading the ball. So yeah, and then he equalised, and then we were just hanging in it. Second, absolutely hanging in it. And then I'm not saying I'm psychic, but this was something that ran through my head. So Osasuna comes on from the bench, right? And he does what a lot of people do, where they're praying and point to the sky as they come on, like doing a little prayer. And in my head, I went, why? Everyone does that. What are they praying for? They're just praying to score a goal. Like, that never happens. And as soon as it said in my head that never happens, my brain went, well, it's obviously going to happen now, Adam.
He's going to score.
You just thought that. I was like, I spent the whole time going, he's going to score. And then he does this absolute worldie of a strike.
Yeah.
Like, beats a man, curls it in the corner. Lamans doesn't even move. I'm like, for fuck's sake. So annoying.
Again, it was a good goal, though.
It was a great goal. If we hung in there for a point, it would have been a good point to get. And obviously Carrick's first loss.
Yeah. So do you think it's a missed opportunity with Villa losing and Liverpool lost as well, didn't they?
Yeah, Liverpool lost as well.
Is it a missed opportunity, or is it just like it's one of those? You've been on a good run. It's recoverable. There's not a problem.
It was always going to come to an end. And I think we haven't been playing well, and we've sort of been riding our luck. So I think it's actually a really critical time for Carrick, whether he can be still perceived as getting a job. Because obviously the media and pundits are going, you need to give Carrick the job if this continues. Now you've had your first blip. Our next game is against Villa. So it's a huge game.
Tasty.
Yeah, and obviously Unai Emery is known for being very good tactically and how to win a one-off game. Like, it's in the cups, he's just amazing at it. Carrick has to show now in this next game that he can be tactical. Up until this point, he's been put players in the right position and will probably be all right. And we have, and it's worked, so fair play to him. But now he needs to find a way of going, okay, well, how am I going to set up that's going to give us the best chance of getting the win? So I think if he loses against Villa, Carrick will not get the job. I think if he wins, then it puts him in a very good place to continue to get the job. Obviously, there's loads more games left. We'll have 8 more Premier League games left to play after that, but puts him in a good position because it shows he
Are
can
you
beat
confident?
teams around it.
We'll answer this at the end, obviously with our predictions. Are you confident of beating Villa?
I think we've got a chance because they're on the way down. So I think we were talking about it in some previous pods. Like, actually, we think Villa could end up doing a Forest and sort of drop down a bit and run out of steam. So I think we've got a chance. But I just worry about Emery's ability to set up a team to beat us in a one-off game. That's what I'm mostly worried about.
I think if you beat Villa, I'm going to put a bit of expectation on Man United because you've had a kind of a free hit this season after how dreadful you started and how dreadful last season was. I think if you beat Villa, you have to finish in the top 5. Like, I think you would be red hot favourites too. I think you'd be expected to finish in the top 5 because that will put you how many points ahead of Villa? Quite a few. I've not done any research.
It'll do 3 points ahead of Villa. We're on the same points at the moment, so it puts 3 points ahead.
You're level on points. So that'll put you 3 points clear of Villa. You're currently 3 ahead of Chelsea and Liverpool. So you'd be at least 3 points ahead of all of those teams. With 7, 8 games to go, is it?
We'll have 8 games to go after that because that'll be 30th game.
8 to go. Yeah. So I reckon, and like all of those teams are going to drop points as well, aren't they? In those 8 games, they're not all going to win them.
You would think so.
I reckon if you beat Villa, you are favourites for Champions League next year, which I don't think anyone would have been expecting at the start of the season.
No, my prediction at the start of the season was, and which I would have been happy with, was 6th. I thought, looking at all the squads, 6th best squad in the league, maybe. we should probably finish 6th, which I would have been happy with. The fact that we're even in the conversation at this stage of the season to get Champions League places is a good result. It is a good result.
You're back, baby.
Not sure we're back just yet, but we'll see. What I will say is I absolutely hate Osasuna now. He in my Football Manager game, which I've been managing Coventry, I got him on loan.
Oh yeah.
He was a little bitch. So I got him on loan and
Was
I wasn't
he?
playing in his preferred position. I was like, well, it doesn't matter. You're playing games. And then he moaned so much. And then his manager, Eddie Howe, moaned to me and they took him back off loan.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this the most recent Football Manager?
Yeah, I mean, I'm way further ahead now in the game, so we just won the Europa League, so just a little flex there.
just won the Europa League.
Just drop that.
Just
in.
saying.
Just saying.
I do understand that though, because there's loads of players over the years that I've got either irrational love for or irrational hatred of. Alessandro Bastoni, the Italian centre back.
Yeah.
I signed him. We won the league 2 seasons in a row, and then he just started kicking off, and he wanted to leave. And it's like, you're at the best club in the world. We won the Champions League and the Premier League. Why do you want to leave? And I was basically forced through a sale to PSG, and since then he's been dead to me.
What a wanker! Yeah, he should be
missed out. He's missed out because we've won the league like 16 years in a row. So fuck him.
Yeah, so fuck him. 16 years in a row. Jesus.
Yeah,
should we touch
like
on very briefly just on Scholesy's I think it was Instagram message.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so obviously he put out a message which I think everyone took for him to having a dig at Carrick, which I don't know. He's come out and said. He's come out and said no, it wasn't, but it looked like it was. He's not the most articulate man in the world, Scholesy, and
he's stupid. He's stupid. He's not very intelligent, I don't
think. He's a very intelligent footballer, but maybe not.
Incredible on a football pitch. Yeah.
Not with books and words.
Yeah, because when you read, I read obviously what he said. I can't remember how he phrased it, and it's like, oh, he's really laying into Carrick there. But then was it on his podcast where he explained like, this is what I meant, and then he explains it, you can kind of see what he was trying to say. But if that is what he's trying to say, or maybe he's just trying to blag it so he's not. But you can tell, oh yeah, no, that I can see what he was trying to say, but he's just worded it terribly, hasn't he?
I love Scholesy, but the cynical part of my brain goes that he's going to put these tweets out, which might be what's going on in his head, and he puts it straight out. But he knows it's going to cause a bit of furore and controversy, which he then can talk about on his podcast, which then drives viewers to his podcast. Like
maybe that's why he did it.
That's what I feel like might have been. And I love Scholesy, but yeah, I think it might have been that.
Maybe we need to do that. Or maybe like Scholesy, we need to start like chewing people's was it toenails or fingernails? He's like biting someone's toenails.
His daughter's toenails, yeah. So he
his daughter's toenails.
Yeah, his daughter's toenails to cut them. I can't think about that without gagging. It's absolutely horrific.
That is just what? I knew there was something about toenails, but I didn't realise it was his daughter's toenail. My Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Okay, well, to get more views on this podcast, I'm not willing to do that to either of my sons or anyone I know. I'm not doing that.
You can chew my toenails. That's what we have to do.
Fuck that.
That's the punishment on the predictions. You got to chew the other person.
The loser has to chew the winner's toenails. Absolutely not. I am not doing that. Although I'm ahead now, so maybe.
That is grim. I would not agree to that at all.
No chance. Absolutely not. That is fucking vile. Oh, I feel ill now.
that is horrible. Okay, well, let's leave that there, very much in the past, and move quickly on.
That's enough of that. I think, yeah. Let's move on.
To boring Arsenal. 1-0 to the Arsenal, as they say.
1-0 to the Arsenal.
So, yeah, you beat Brighton 1-0. Oh, fucking boring game, what I can gather.
Yeah, brilliant. Good. All the shit out of them.
That's what Arteta said, wasn't it? It was like, it was an ugly game, but something like, this ugly game could be beautiful for us, or something like that.
Yeah, well, the result is beautiful, right? That's all that matters. Yeah. Getting the win. And I think we've got 8 games left. 5 are at home, 3 are away. And of the 8 games we've got left, 7 of them are in London. So this one kind of stuck out as, obviously, with the Man City game, which is away. That's the only game we haven't got in London for the rest of the season in the league. This one stuck out as like a potential banana skin because Brighton at home are really good, or are quite good. They're not having a great season, but they're hard to play against, right? They play good football. They'd won a couple on the bounce. Like I think they were in a bad slump, and they won 2 on the bounce. So they were picking up coming into this game, and we got the job done. It was great to see Saka scoring because he's had the goal. So I don't know if you saw his goal, but it was a sort of 20-yard speculative effort. Takes a tiny deflection off the defender, which is just enough to like wrong foot the keeper and go between his legs. And I've lost count of the number of times Saka this season, he's had like a goal or an assist that should be a goal or an assist, but because it takes a touch on the way or something, or somebody else nods it in or whatever, he hasn't had that like end product. He hasn't got that goal or assist to his name. It's nice to see he gets one that goes for him. You know, it takes a little deflection, he gets lucky, and it goes through the keeper's legs. And then after that, Brighton were really good in the first half. We were rubbish. Like, we didn't really get going at all, especially in the first half. The Arteta made changes on 60 minutes and brought on, I think it was Trossard and Havertz, which just gave us much more, not control, but we had an out. Like, they could keep hold of the ball. And after the subs, we just killed the game. Obviously, I felt nervous watching it, and I'm sure every Arsenal fan was shitting themselves because it's only 1-0. But you look back at the stats after the subs came on, I think Brighton had like 1 shot. And it feels like they have loads of shots and loads of threat when you're watching it. But then you look back, actually, we defended really well. Gabriel at the back, oh my God. He made 14 clearances, I think. He headed everything away. Hincapié as well. He was playing left back, and then he had to move over to right centre back when did we get an injury? Or we changed formation or whatever. He moved into centre back. He was just as good there. Those two between them were just unbelievable. And they basically nullified any threat, anything Brighton might have created. They stopped. And it was a very professional, thorough, dogged, not glamorous, not sexy, which I enjoy because that's going to piss everyone else off. But at this stage of the season,
you got to win. I was just about to say, it pissed off the Brighton manager. So Hürzeler come out and said something along the lines of, only one team came here to play football. And I think he means Brighton.
I'm not sure. No, I think he said something along the lines of, "Oh, boo-hoo, my team's shit. I'm so shit. Fuck you, Fabian Hürzeler." What is he talking about? So he's basically he was doing it before the game, which I understand because he probably wants to. Ferguson used to do this, right? Like he would bring something to the attention of A, the fans, and B, like the referees in his pre-game build-up. So it'd be like, oh yeah, this guy gets away with fouls or whatever. So almost to kind of flag it to the referees to be like, oh, don't let him get away with fouls. I think Hürzeler was doing a similar thing pre-game, which I understand. But then post-game, he's come out and like doubled down on all of his bullshit. So he was critical of Arsenal time wasting. And he has in the past as well. He said the same thing in the past. And if you look at, so Opta published like a table to say average ball in play time in the Premier League so far this season. And obviously Fabian Hürzeler, very clever man, so he's going to be correct in saying that Arsenal are close to the worst ball in play time. We're actually 6th in that table. First being wasting the least time, and 20th being wasting the most time. So Arsenal are 6th. So we're not the best at not wasting time, but we're nowhere near the worst. Brighton, 4th worst. So maybe before slagging off other teams, he should sort his own team out because they waste way more time than we do. So if what he's saying has some sort of credit, or you can substantiate those claims with proof, fair enough. But I think what he's doing is deflecting because he is not doing a very good job. So fuck you, Fabian Hürzeler.
But if to play devil's advocate here, could he be correct though, but about this game? So did you waste loads of time.
No. I think Raya went down
No.
injured twice. No, we did not any more than any other team would when you're defending a 1-goal lead away from home. And if you're not prepared to do that, so like if you want to sit on a moral high horse and be like, we don't waste time, eventually, because every other team in the league does it, eventually it's going to kick you in the balls, and somebody's going to score like a late equaliser or a late winner against you. It's a weapon that every team in the league uses, especially away from home. If you're winning a game or defending a point, whatever the game state is, you waste time. Everyone has done it since the start of the Premier League, forever and ever. And he's just picking this thing to kind of deflect away from Brighton's average season. Because so Brighton are very well run. They recruit. I think they're one of the best run clubs in the league. They recruit well. They sign really they spend their money intelligently, and he's not doing very well with the money they've spent. And I think he's just maybe he's a bit salty. They definitely don't like each other, Arteta and Hürzeler. So I think he's just like pissed off and having a go at Arteta. I really loved in the post-game press conference, Arteta was asked, like, what do you think of what Hürzeler said? And he just went, what a surprise.
Yeah.
As if to say, like, yeah, of course he did, because he's a prick. And then the journalist said, do you want to expand on that? Because he literally just said, like, what a surprise. And Arteta just went, nah. I don't want to.
I like that though. I like a bit of saltiness between managers. Like,
yeah.
I miss it. Like they're all too respectful these days.
Yeah, and when you win as well, like, it's delightful. If the other manager comes out and starts having a go at you and whatever, you're like, fuck it, I don't care, we won. So
yeah, and it was a big result for you, wasn't it? So obviously City, who were ahead against Forest, got pegged back from 2-2, which is a huge result not to get a victory on. So you winning this game as well just puts you in that you're ahead now, aren't you, on games? So Man City have got one game behind.
Game in hand.
Game in hand. So yeah, it puts you in a really strong position. Are you worried though about the performance moving forwards? Like, we are that's your 30th game now. So you've got 8 games left to win the league. It is getting serious now.
It is.
Are you more confident or less confident at this point?
More, much more, because we're 7 points clear now, and City are proving they've got frailties. They went ahead against relegation threatened team who have not had a great season twice at home and conceded a goal both times. And obviously, if you're being chased down by this team, and they keep messing up like that, that's just going to give you more confidence. And then if you can see your own team going to a difficult away game and getting 3 points, again, it gives us more confidence. I think this round of fixtures, especially because obviously we're looking at our own games, but we're looking at what City has got as well. We've got an away game against Brighton. They've got a home game against Forest. And if you're looking at that as a neutral in the title race, you're thinking the Brighton away game is the harder of the two.
Yeah.
So if a team is going to slip up this game week, it's probably going to be Arsenal. For it to go the other way, it just feels like a massive boost. And it gives us that little bit of, not breathing space, that's the wrong word, but yeah, like confidence-wise, it's massive.
It's huge, isn't it? Like, and I hate to say this out loud, but this has to be, if you're an Arsenal fan, one of the most exciting ends to a season ever. Like, you're in.
It's fucking. It's terrifying.
You're in every competition.
Yeah.
Like, you should be enjoying that. I know there's a lot of nervousness and tension around Arsenal fans, but I think what Arteta said a few weeks ago, he said, "Oh, actually, we should be enjoying this. This is great to be in this position."
Yeah. This is why we follow football, right?
You might not ever be in this position like in the next 10, 20 years.
It's just when you're in the moment, it's so hard to just relax and enjoy it. Yes, it is. It's one of the best, potentially could be one of the greatest seasons in the history of the football club. But it's just so hard when there's so much on the line and every kick of the ball matters. It's so hard to kind of just take a breath and sit back and enjoy it, because like at the end of the season, you can, it'll be party time if we get over the line and do what we want to do. But until then, it's just, every game is tight, every kick matters.
Yeah.
You can't relax. As much as a neutral would just say, "Oh, this is incredible! You have an amazing season, enjoy it." But you can't relax when you're in that title race. I don't think.
No. Well, we've got one more pod before the League Cup final, so I think on that pod we'll
Oh
do
yeah,
a bit of a deep dive into the
a
final, how we
preview.
think people are going to play, and all that sort of stuff. I
Good
want to
idea.
move on
Yeah.
to another subject, which I'm sure you'll be reveling in at the moment, is Tottenham's demise. So we're talking on Wednesday after Tottenham's 5-2 loss to Atletico Madrid, and their goalkeeper got substituted on the 17th minute. Did you see any of the goals he conceded, this goalkeeper?
Yeah, I did. I saw all the goals. There were a
Oh.
lot of them. Oh God, it's
You
so
gotta feel,
funny.
you got to feel for the goalkeeper, but because I think Joe Hart's come out, as he defended the goalkeeper and slammed
Yeah,
two down and said, like, didn't even hug him on the way out. So if you didn't see it, listener, effectively what happened was the Vicario's been getting some stick basically in the Tottenham goal for not playing that well. So they brought in a new goalkeeper, which they did sign for 12.5 million, I think, from Sparta Prague. So he's not
yeah,
from nowhere. He started the game, and it looks like Atletico Madrid watered the pitch to a crazy amount because everyone was slipping everywhere. So he
it's just
slipped.
ice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was mad. So the goalkeeper slipped twice and basically conceded, two really bad goals, and then got hooked after 17 minutes.
17 minutes. Have you ever seen that before? I can't remember that happening
No,
before.
no, not 17 minutes. That is absolutely outrageous.
It's bad.
Do you think he's going to get sacked? Eagle two down.
Yeah, Igor Tudor.
Two doors, sorry. Yeah,
Who's Tudan? Yeah, the well, I think it's ridiculous that he probably will get sacked. But their next two games, like they've got Liverpool at Anfield in the league next, and then it's the reverse against Atletico Madrid. So like if he's under pressure now, he's got those two games. It's not going to get any better in the next week. So
and then
yeah, I think he probably will get sacked,
it's Forest
which
after
is
that.
hilarious. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's massive. And do you want a brand new manager? Do you want to just gamble? Sam Allardyce, let's say, comes in and hope his first game is like a relegation 6-pointer against Nottingham Forest.
But who are they
They
going to
could
get in?
really. I know we joke, but they could. They are really, really in trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, I think actually the Spurs and Atletico game, the Liverpool and the Atletico game. Do you know what? You're probably going to lose both of those. So, and then you've
Yeah,
got Forest at home, and then you've got Sunderland away, Brighton at home, Wolves away. Like they're the three games you need to take 2 wins minimum out of those games.
yeah. I do think, as much as, and we've spoken about managers being given no time whatsoever, and I agree with that. But when you look at that fixture list for Spurs, first of all, it's hilarious. But it's, there's the saying about like, if you're going to fail fast.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
obviously it's not worked with Igor Tudor. If you accept they're probably not going to beat Liverpool away, they're probably out of the Champions League tie. So maybe if they just did it now and got someone, if there is someone available, now to give him at least a week or 2 weeks to work with the players and try and get some kind of message across to them before that big one against Forest. That, to me anyway, that sounds more sensible than just lumbering on with whatever. I don't know what the plan is because he's conceded 14 goals in 4 games.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
yeah,
they'll give him Sunday against Liverpool, and then they'll sack him because
and
it's
they'll
like,
sack
okay, we'll
him.
get that game out the way. We're already 5-2 down against Atletico, so we'll bring a new manager in for that game. So, but it doesn't really matter what result they get because we're massively behind anyway. And like you said, it gives them a week then to work the players into the Forest game. I just think
Yeah,
if you bring in a manager now, they've got 2 games where they're probably going to get spanked or beat, and it's like that's not a great start for a new manager. So let Eagle take the hit on the next game and then bring someone in after that is what I would do.
yeah. Maybe that's what they'll do.
But it is
But it's thoroughly
probably
enjoyable.
it's funny. It is. Do you think it is the worst managerial appointment in Premier League ever? And if not, who else could that be?
I saw your note on our little Google Doc, and that's a great question. That's a good listener question. I think I'd love to hear other people's thoughts. I was trying to think of really bad ones. Is it Frank de Boer is a good shout because he had, was it like 4 or 5 games at
He
Palace
had
and lost all of them and got sacked?
4 games at Palace, yeah.
Which was weird because that was the start of the season. They got him in at the start of the
Yeah.
season. I know he started badly, but like give him a little bit longer maybe. But I think there was something behind the scenes as well, wasn't it? He fell out with the owner or whatever.
Kicked off.
The only one that I could think of without Googling, Javi Gracia at Watford. Not the first.
Oh,
So he
yeah.
went. I think he was there twice, and like he did bad the first time, and then they appointed like 400 other managers, and then they rehired him. Like, was it maybe later that season or the next season or something? And they had him for like 2 months the second time, and he did rubbish. And I think they got relegated. And that was a weird one to me because it was like you've already you sacked him like a year ago or something. You get him back, and the same thing. The merry-go-round with managers, but that was a weird one.
That's a bad one. I'll throw United one into the mix, which is Ralph Rangnick, and I know he got a lot more time, but yeah, he was probably one of our. And we've had a lot of bad appointments since Fergie, but he
didn't work.
He was the worst. It was awful. But I think you're right. Throw out to listeners: who is the worst Premier League manager ever to be hired? Let's figure that out. All right.
That is a good shout. Yeah, I like that question.
Should we move on to the listener question then that we teased at the start?
We've had another listener question. This comes from a listener called Juan from Alaves in Spain.
Of course.
Actually, Juan. Just you know Juan, Big Juan, Big J. No, it's my mate John again.
John's back again.
So his question is quite topical because of all the talk about changing the Premier League rules because of time wasting and shit. So he asks, what would have a bigger impact on the quality of football in the Premier League? Enforced time limits on restarts, which is one of the things they're talking about enforcing, or fewer games in the football calendar leading to fresher star players?
That is an interesting question, isn't it? So, bigger impact on the quality of the football in the Premier League.
On the quality of the Premier League, yeah.
I know footballers play a lot of games. I also don't really give
what
a
insight.
Like
that's what you come to this podcast for, listener.
Exactly.
Footballers play lots of football.
They play lots of football. I don't. I know they play probably a bit too much, but I don't buy into the fact as much as other people that is massively affecting the quality of the games in the Premier League. It has an impact, but I'm not buying the fact that if you're a Premier League footballer, you're hating playing this many games. I know they probably play a bit too much. Of course they probably do. We can reduce it a little bit. But you're amazing athletes. Like, you could absolutely play these games. The squads are bigger than ever. You have 5 substitutes per game. There is, and sometimes more than that in the other games as well. So, yes, you play more games, but there's bigger squads to cope with it. So I think there's more rotation than ever as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't buy into as much. So to answer John's question, I think enforced time limits on restarts is absolutely the way to go. From a viewer perspective, that for me will have a bigger impact because I hate the fact that at the minute, how long it takes to restart from a set piece, restart from a throw-in, everything's taking ages to get stuff set up, and I don't watch football for that. I don't care for that. So if I was going to choose one or the other, I would choose the enforced time limits. What would you choose?
I see. I'm the exact opposite. So this is a really good question. We've got some debate. But so I agree. I don't want to see like 4 minutes per corner kick or goal kick or throw in.
Of course you're going to disagree with this because you're the fucking set piece kings over there.
We've been through ball and play time, mate. We're 6th best in the league at it, so fuck off. Yeah, so I agree that we don't want to ages on restarts because that affects the flow of the game. But the quality of like the thing that players can do on the pitch their physical. Like the thing that sets the Premier League apart is the physicality of it. And if you're running to the ground, I know you say about elite athletes should be able to do it. Whether you're Mo Farah or Usain Bolt, your performance will be affected. You will not be able to play at 100% of your physical capability 3 days a week, every week, pretty much all year round now. Because if the players at the top of the game, playing the international games as well, will end up playing 70, 80 games a season in tournament summers like this one. And I feel like I've just seen it enough with players at Arsenal like Saka or Rice or who else does a lot of running? Zubimendi this season. I've seen them be unbelievably good, and I've seen them like really flagging. And when I see Declan Rice like puffing to get back, I know he's fucking exhausted. And you're right, players will love, like they won't want to play any less games. They'll probably want to play more games because they love playing football and they get paid for it and it's the dream job. But it's not what the players want in terms of how many games they get to play. It's more about, if we're talking about the quality of football, the fresher they are, the better the game's going to be.
So you think on your eye test then, so let's say we reduce the games and the restarts are still the same, you think you would get a better product on the pitch than you would do compared to the quicker restarts?
Yeah, if you can reduce, say, and I'm not saying get rid of all the games, but if you can go from playing 70 games to 50 or 55 at most in a season, I think that's going to have a big impact. Because like 70 or 80 games a season or a year is, what is that? It's literally a game every 4.5 days or something like that. All year round, not just in the 9 months of the Premier League, because then you go away with your national team and you're playing in whatever Euros, World Cup, Africa Cup of Nations, whatever. You can't perform. They could probably hit 80 or 90%, which might be good enough to win a certain number of games. But if you want to see the very best of the very best players, they need to get a bit of rest. And I agree, like bigger squads helps. So why not give them an extra 2 or 3 players or something, or go from 25 to 28 or something.
The argument there, though, is it helps the better teams, right? And it increases
the big
gap
teams. Yeah,
I
get that. I just think it's easy. Like you look at the calendar, you could easily take a couple of fixtures out. So shit like the I can't remember what it's called. The thing in the Club World Cup, the FIFA thing. Get rid of that. What the fuck is that? That's a load of bullshit. That is Gianni Infantino feeding his ego. Get rid of that shit.
I'm going to clip this up. So when you win this next year and you're like, well,
honestly, since the best thing about it was that Arsenal were not in it. And I know we'll probably be, I don't know how you qualify for it. We'll probably be in the next one. But if we are, I would be more than happy to see Arteta play all of the under 18s and none of our players and to go out at the first, because it's complete bollocks.
Interesting.
They've done away with like replays, haven't they, in the cups, which I think is a good idea. The semi-final second leg of the 2 legs of the League Cup,
that can go.
Get rid of that.
That can go.
I've seen it posited online. That's a good word, isn't it? Posited about teams who qualify for Europe aren't allowed in the League Cup because then smaller clubs have a better chance of winning it, and the teams who are in Europe. Sorry,
devalues the League Cup. I'm not a fan of that. No.
I think it's all right. There's already one big domestic competition, isn't there? I think the League Cup is already devalued. It's the 4th best one, isn't it? Unless we win it.
I don't think. Yeah, exactly. You're in the final with that in just over 2 weeks' time, just under 2 weeks' time. No, I don't think that would work. I don't think the Premier League clubs would vote for that anyway. Okay, we need to move on. But that was a great question, Juan. Very good question.
Sorry, Juan. Yeah, good one, Juan.
Yeah, thanks, Juan. Not John.
Should we do some predictions?
Let's do some predictions. Okay, so last week it was Brighton versus Arsenal. I predicted 2-1 Arsenal, so that's a point for me. You predicted 1-0 Arsenal, so got a perfect score. So 3 points for Mike. Newcastle United, you predicted 3-2 Newcastle, so correct result. I predicted 1-0 United, so incorrect. So I got 1 point, you got 4 points, which puts you on 18 points and me on 14. There is daylight. Huge 18. Daylight. Yeah. 18 to 14.
One correct score and that's it, isn't it?
It is.
Separation.
This time, Arsenal versus Everton, which you're going to see in hospitality.
I'm going to the game. Yeah. That's going to be exciting. Yeah. So I'm really hoping it's like 5-0. But
it's going to be a proper stodge fest.
Yeah, I think we drew 0-0 at home last season. Is it me to predict first?
No. Me to predict. Oh, yes, it is you to predict first. It is you to predict first, yes.
Okay. I'm going to go 1-0 Arsenal again. Because I think it's going to be like last season. I think it's going to be a slugfest. I think Everton are fresh and they'll be up for it. So it's going to be a hard game.
Okay. Well, in that case, then I'll go 2-1 Arsenal for that one. Okay. And then United versus Villa. Okay, I'll go first for this one. It's head and heart here. It's head and heart because I think I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Are you're at home, are you?
Yeah, we're at home. I believe.
I'm going to go. You're saying 1-1. I'm going 2-0 United. I think you'll win. I think Villa in 3-4.
Do you reckon? That's going to be huge.
Yeah. I think the season's just taken its toll on their squad. Injuries have caught up with them. I think you'll win.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that's again. We could have some. You could be stretching your legs here, getting a huge lead if this goes well.
If I get a perfect score in either of those two,
yeah,
it's on. I'll be in the 20s. Heady heights.
Amazing. Well, that concludes another episode of the Factor 50 Football Pod. It feels like a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that was good. Some good. I feel like there's a lot of talking points from those games and just the league in general, isn't there?
We said some stuff. Hopefully people like the stuff that we said.
We laughed at Spurs. We said some things. That what more could you ask for in a podcast?
Yeah. You're welcome, people. You're welcome. See you next week.
Bye-bye.